Hi students, this is Heather Hammond-Williams. I will be your instructor for the semester. This class is a Child, Family, and Community course, Child Development 106. This semester we will be doing an 8-week course. So an 8-week course means that we will still be doing the required assignments just in a shorter period of time. So we will be moving at a fast pace because it's an 8-week course. This is also a traditional online class, so we will not be meeting on Zoom. We will have office hours on Wednesdays from 1 to 2. These are optional. Students do not have to attend them. They are for question and answers. However, I will be sending out the Zoom link when Wednesdays approach. So what I wanted to discuss right now is kind of helping the students decide, is this the time for them to take the course? There's a lot going on in the world right now. If you're having a really hard time this semester with your coursework and just things going on, it might not be the best time to take this course because we will be moving at a fast pace. It is an 8-week class, so we will be doing all the work within 8 weeks. So it's pretty much half the time. So I wanted students to be aware of that. It is a fun class. It's one of my favorite classes to teach, but it is going to be a lot of work in a shorter period of time. And some students really like that. So if you're that student, this will be great for you. I wanted to introduce myself and kind of talk about the class a little bit more. So these are actually pictures of my family. So I have my kids and I have my children and, my husband. So this is my family right here. This is my youngest, Miss London, and this is my middle, Miss Aspen, and this is my oldest, Mr. Cruz. So this is my family. This is my brothers and sisters and my mom up here in the corner. Just so you guys get to know my family. In a face-to-face, we get to know each other a little bit more, but hopefully we could still do that in this traditional online class. So this is my family. I do and a TK student, transitional kinder. So I understand how overwhelming this can be to some of us that are parents and students and working. We make the best of the situation, but I definitely understand all the new challenges we're going to have this semester because I have 3 little ones, which is oh so fun, but it's a little chaotic with the distant learning with the school programs right now. So what I did want to kind of show you guys is I'm going to actually go grab Let me go grab it, and you guys get to see as I'm recording the course, and I wanted to grab the first greeting so we can kind of go over everything. So don't mind that right there. And there we go. So with the greetings message, it kind of gives you more of what we're going to be doing. I wanted to kind of address a couple things. So I already went over that. For everything for our class is already up. So I know since this is an 8-week course, some students are going to be trying to work ahead as much as they can because they might have other classes going on or just life things, anything. I have 3 fall babies, so all my kids' birthdays are going on right now, so it's fun times. So I wanted to address what is required to stay enrolled in the class. So on day 1, which is going to be Monday, October 26th, students do have to complete their student contract. So this is basically stating that they went over the syllabus, they are aware of what's going to be due, what are the expectations of the course. It is going to be due by 11:59. Students can either just directly type their name into the submit text box, or they can upload a new attachment. I'm pretty open with it. I just need it by 11:59. I have a lot of students who are trying to enroll in the class, and I need to make room for the wait list. So I need to know if you want to be in the class or if you're not. And I totally understand it if this is not the semester for you. And then what else is going to be due? So all our items are going to be due Sunday, 11:59. So our first week is a little bit busy because we have a lot of things that are due and a lot of things are required to stay enrolled. So you have activity 1, which is part A and part B. This is basically just questions about yourself. So you're just answering the questions about yourself. You're putting them in the discussion board. Once you post, then you're going to be, and that's what's considered part A. Then you're going to do part B, which is responding to a classmate. You're going to connect to them in some way, like, hey, I'm really interested in Cal State San Bernardino too. I'm alumni from Cal State, so I really love it. So just kind of let you know. So there is that option. It's not an option. It is due on November 1st. Then you're going to have your syllabus quiz. So your syllabus quiz is a requirement. I do suggest that you go to the APA module, the first 2 items, which is going to be how to cite the textbook and PowerPoints, and the APA worksheet will be very, very helpful on that. So with this quiz, it's going to be an hour long. There are 10 questions. They are multiple choice. You do have unlimited attempts. So that's really nice. And all my quizzes are like that. So that's nice. But it does have to be completed within that hour. So you do get the highest score that you have possibly put into there, but you do need to do it because it is required. You're also going to have your syllabus quiz. So with your syllabus quiz, you're just going to be going over the syllabus. You're going to have 10 questions from that. You get an hour long to complete it. You get multiple attempts. It's the highest score. So you need to do that one. That is also required to stay enrolled. And then we also have activity 2, which is a Bronfenbrenner. You'll learn all about Bronfenbrenner. He is one of my favorite theorists at all. And you're going to be answering the questions that I provide into the discussion post. That's going to be considered your part A. And then once you post into the discussion post, then your part B will come in. And your part B will be able to be submitted because that's going to be responding to a classmate. It's about a paragraph. You need to cite. You need to connect. I have videos on all of the activities, so that kind of helps. And that's also going to be required to stay enrolled. And then you're going to have quiz 1 and 2. So quiz 1 and 2 are not required to stay enrolled, but they are required for a grade. They both have 10 questions each. You have an hour long to complete them. You get the highest score, multiple attempts, so that's really nice on that part. If you do not have the textbook yet, do not worry. You can use the PowerPoint, so I will not be accepting the excuse. I do not have my textbook yet. I know they're hard to get right now because everything that's going on, but I do have the PowerPoints up that can be very helpful with that. So those are the items that are required just for week 1. And there are other items in the class that are going to be required too. So I kind of wanted to break some things down before I kind of talk about myself. So in our class, we're going to have 3 main assignments. One is going to be a family interview. So with your family interview, the family has to be a family that's diverse from your family in some type of way. So it could be ethnicity, it could be race, it could be religion, it could be family structure. Maybe they're a single parent household and you come from parents that are cohabitating or married. It really comes down to any type of diversity I'm okay with. You just need to pick a family that's diverse. Another thing with this family, they do have to have at least one child in between the age group of 4 to 10. And why is because it is connected to some of the questions. They can have other children in that age, so that's okay. But they do have to have a child that is currently in between the 4 to 10-year-old age range to do that interview. Now, you can do this interview online, you can do it not face-to-face. You can do it online, you can do it through Skype, you can do it through email. I don't mind. We are in a pandemic. You'll make the best of that. I do have a detailed video on that you can watch to do the assignment on that. We also will be doing a teacher interview, so it has to be an elementary teacher from either TK to 5th grade. So any teacher in that, you can either call, set up an interview, Skype, anything, Zoom, anything that works for you. I also do have a 1st grade teacher's response from another teacher that has done it last year. So I do have those answers for you if you cannot find a teacher. They're going to be in the module. I do have a detailed video on that to help you with that assignment too. And then we also will have a community meeting paper. So this is going to be watching a community meeting of our local elementary schools. So you would go to their website, you would find a video that has to be concurrent within the last 6 months. And then you would talk about what the video is. And I do have a detailed video on helping with that assignment too. Another thing that our class is going to have is we're going to have a research project. So with the research project, there are multiple parts to the research project, and I do have videos on every single item, so don't worry, you'll always have some help from that part. With the research project, you will pick one topic, and that's going to be your focus. So I do have a list of sample, examples of topics. So you can pick things like ADHD, you can pick things like autism, you can pick things like some mental health issues, maybe depression or anxiety, but it's going to be one topic and you're going to do all the requirements for that project. And I have them all in their own modules, and I also have them all have videos. So you'll be in a good place knowing what is expected and what needs to be done. With all those assignments also, I do have samples from previous students, so that's very helpful for students to look at. They're not perfect, but they are very good, so they are a way to start those assignments. So we will have activities. So we will have activities on every chapter. Some are required to stay enrolled, so please make note of that. We also will have quizzes on every chapters. Those are all going to be due Sundays, 11:59. We're also going to have 2 exams. So we're going to have a midterm and we're going to have a final exam. They are required too, so make sure you do them. They will be multiple choice and short essay questions. And I do have a study guide for all those items, and they all have their own module to help you be successful in the class. So to kind of tell you who I am, you kind of saw my family, but let me tell you my background so you understand, why I teach this class, because it's very connected to my experience in the field. So I am a graduate from Cal State San Bernardino. I'm first generation college student, so I was all over the place. It was good times. So I have a BA in Human Services and Psychology. I also have a master's in developmental psychology, emphasizing in child development. So those are kind of all different, but it was a good time. I love Cal State San Bernardino, so I'm a big alumni and a big supporter of them. So ask me questions, I'll tell you all about them. So that is my educational background. I was a bartender for many, many years, so that was psychology based, I would say, but you can't really put that on your resume when you want to work with kids. So then I started working with children. I first started working in group home settings. I really like the group home settings. However, sometimes I struggled with maybe how we interacted with the kids, maybe not so much me, how I interacted with them, but how other people interacted. So I didn't have real experience yet or real training yet when I started working with that population, and I felt like I needed more. So I ended up stopped working with children group homes, even though I loved working in the groups homes and with the kids I specialized with. Then I started working with special needs. I love special needs. I specifically work mostly with autism, ADHD, many learning disabilities, spinal bifida, intellectual disabilities, so a variety of different things, but my specialty was more in autism and ADHD. With that, I really did enjoy it too. I also felt I needed more training. I was trained at first in applied behavioral analysis therapy. Then I moved into positive behavioral therapy. Then I moved into floor time therapy. Then I moved into a parent-child interaction therapy, and then developmentally appropriate practice. So I have a lot of experience and trainings in that area, but this all came over time. So it took a while to get where I'm at now. I also work with families in the community. So I do teach parenting classes and co-parenting classes in San Bernardino County. So with that, we provide free parenting classes. We would work with the children. I supervise and ran an internship at Cal State San Bernardino where I train future teachers how to work with children based on child development guidance strategies. And I also teach parenting classes in the jail systems. So I do teach at Glen Helen and Adelanto. So we work with families that have been having issues with incarceration and work with their children. I have a lot more experience in there. You could go look at it. I have a lot. I really liked working with kids and really enjoyed it. My specialty is usually 0 to 8, which is going to be catering towards this class. I work for children in foster care. I work kids in preschool settings. So I was a preschool teacher for a couple of years, and I moved up to a director's position. I also worked in infant toddler centers too. I liked all of it. It was really fun. And then I also have been teaching college classes since 2009. So I've been teaching a variety of different classes at BBC, Cal State San Bernardino, and Crafton Hills. All are in child development or psychology-based classes, so I really enjoy teaching. I really like when students are really into wanting to learn about better techniques to work with kids. So with this class, we're going to be talking about pretty much all of that. So we're going to be talking about how children can be affected for a variety of different reasons, through family, through their environment, through the community. So this is a good class to take to get that basis on that. And then I also am a researcher. So I'm a researcher at Cal State San Bernardino. I mostly work with families of minority backgrounds and families of poverty. And I look at family dynamics. I look at creative development, preschool academic skills, and social and emotional skills. That's more my focus. I work a lot with children with mental health concerns and special needs. So I do a lot of trainings in the community for those topics too. I have publications, so I have published 2 separate books and 2 chapters in 2 separate books. I also have publications and journal articles. I'm currently a reviewer for a couple of journal magazines, publications, so that's all that annotated bibliography stuff that we'll be talking about in the future. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of it. It's a fancy word for summaries. And I'm a mom, and I'm a wife, and I'm a daughter, and an aunt, and all those great things, all those multiple hats. So with this class, we're going to be learning a lot. We're going to be learning a lot about child development and psychology-based components in here. We're going to talk about theory. We're going to talk about parenting. We're going to talk about the community. We're even talking about the media. So this is a great class to get your footing into child development. I hope you really enjoy the class. Please feel to connect with me whenever you have any concerns. I am here to help you. And you can just call me Heather. You can call me Miss Heather, whichever one you're comfortable with. But that's kind of our class in a very fast, quick breakdown. And hopefully you continue to stay with us. But I understand, 8 weeks is pretty tough. So I hope you guys have a good day.